final exam. So the final exam is very important because it covers 40% of your mark. So this is opportunity for you to review again what you have learned during the semester. So the final exam, the format is the same as other courses. We have 4 questions. So it will be divided into 2 questions in the morning and 2 questions in the afternoon. So every question you are allocated 45 minutes. So of course, the one big question, there will be sub-questions. There will be sub-questions. And to release your stress, I will allow you to bring one piece of A4. You can write anything that you want to write on this piece of paper. Belakang dan depan, the front and the back. You can write the keywords. You can put your mind maps. You can put your formula. But anyway, standard formula as we use in test 1 and test 2 will be given. So this one piece is for you to put the keywords and mind maps. If you are familiar with mind map, that will assist you to recall what you have learned. Write the keywords, not the descriptive of specific topics, because otherwise 1 page, 2 pages of A4, you cannot compress everything in that page. But anyway, this is to allow you to spend your time, do your own revision. Based on what I'm going to explain later, you can pick up what are important and what are not important. So you can present as mind mapping, or you can present it as keywords. This can be useful when you are answering the question. So there is no time for you to read the books during the exam. That's why the test will be closed book test. You need to review the PowerPoint, the assignment, and so on. Strictly no copying. No sharing, no cheating, no outside help. If we found any misconduct, there will be severe penalty. Not worth it to do this misconduct during test. Because we are doing this online, and I allow you to bring one piece, but don't get help from others. If you are staying in the same room with your friend, you have strictly follow the guidelines. So we know that some of you are staying in colleges, in room in UTM, maybe the same room, but this is strictly examination. During the exam, you must switch on your camera, and you are not allowed to communicate with others. You have to be honest with yourself. You are not allowed to use tablet. You must answer manually. Answer manually using pen and paper. So whoever using tablet, sharing with friends, this is severe consequences. Because if we trace similarity with others, this is suspicious, and you will be called for investigation. I hope that you cooperate on this. Don't waste your time to get involved in those activities, because in the past we have a lot of problems on this aspect of integrity during examination. And you have to understand, examination is something official. It's also explain the credibility and validity of the grades that we're going to give you. If the grade is not valid, nobody will trust the transcript that the university is producing. That's why it's very important everyone to respect this guideline. So I hope that everyone understands this. Okay, question number 1. This should be the focus in your review. Okay, our course we call it quality system. You must be familiar what are the quality system. We did mention about ISO 9000. And also there is another standard, or we call it ISO 40,000, sorry. So let yourself review again, what are the features, what are elements in the system. Okay, we have that in the PowerPoint and also in the ebook. You have to go through again, what are these? Okay, so this is basically question number 1. We'll be covering conceptual question. Okay, it's not a calculation, but it is more on checking your understanding. What is quality system? Okay, how do we define quality characteristics? How we relate this to quality management system? We have ISO. You must know what is ISO, quality management system. ISO 9001, ISO 9002, ISO 9003. You can easily Google it, okay, to understand the differences. Basically, the differences between ISO 9001, 9002, 9003, that are the scope. 9001 is the highest, where it's involved design, okay, manufacturing, inspection, and installation. So, especially established companies, they are certified to, for example, certified company. This is showing that the company is practicing good quality system. What is system? Okay, system meaning that you have a proper procedures, you have quality procedure, quality instruction, quality. When we implement quality, there is a system of doing that. Okay, it's systematic, well established, documented. The company has quality policy. Okay, the company has quality manual. Okay, this is meaning that when a company is certified as ISO 9001, 9002, or 9003, it shows that the management of company is running systematically. Of course, there are scope. Some company are having 9000 certified in manufacturing area, maybe not in the area of, for example, marketing. They cover only on manufacturing. So that depends on the scope of the accreditation or certification. So in Malaysia, we have what they call government agency like SIM. So they are giving this ISO 9000 certification. Okay. So when you see that company is having 9000, 9001, 9002, 9003, you should be familiar. What is the meaning of this? Okay, so in industry, there are many certification. Even you see certain products, you see that logo casting, right? If you see at your helmet or you see at your electrical products, okay, maybe the power cables, there is a logo. Okay, there are safety standards, there are product standards. So these are standard for products. But when we say standard for management system, it is ISO 9001, 9002, 9003. Okay, even some food products, okay, Maggi pun ada, Chop, ISO. Those are standard for products, meaning that the product satisfying minimum quality requirement when they are given or awarded this symbol. But the critical part is safety standard. Okay, like when you see in your helmet, when you buy your helmet, you are using motorcycle. The requirement, the law of Malaysia saying that if you use motorcycle, you must wear helmet. If not, police can summon you. So, but when you buy the helmet, make sure the helmet you buy is approved by authority, that they have a logo, SIRIM logo, which is, that one is standard for products. Okay, we have standard for products, we have standard for management system. For the management system, we have ISO 9000. 9000 is general term, but the series will be 9001, 9002, 9003. Okay, you must understand this. Otherwise, when you go for job interview, for example, they see that you have taken quality system. They will ask you, what is ISO 9000? You say, no, I don't know. And then will be bad lah. for us, because we give you a good grade, but you do not know what is ISO 9001, 9002, because the quality system represented by, at the management level, okay, ISO 9000 meaning that quality management systems. Okay, so meaning that you must know about it. Get familiar with yourself. So there will be a question asking you, what is ISO 9000? Okay, so if you're still not familiar about it, okay, you can easily Google, looking into it, what is ISO 9001, 9002, 9003, and also can refer to our PowerPoint or ebooks. Okay, there is another system which is ISO 14000. Okay, so this is also popular. Okay, popular in industry. Okay, ISO 14000. There are many other systems. There are quality system. There are many other quality systems. Now, even if we talk to people from Syrian, for example, they have even the bribery system, bribe. People money laundering standard, bribery. What are the standard to prevent from corruption in workplaces? There are many other standards, okay, environmental standards. There are many standards being developed. Why the standard is being developed? This is for organization, for industry, for companies to refer. Okay, what is the minimum requirement if they want to get certified? What is important of the quality system certification? Some business partners, for example, you are a manufacturer, you want to supply a product to your client. You are a manufacturing company, you want to supply certain parts to another company. The company will put one of the requirements, the supplier must be ISO 9001, for example, and ISO 14000 certified company, because they want to have confidence. When you have good management system in the company, meaning that you are producing good products, you have good system in management. If there is complaint about a product later on, you are able to trace, okay, what actually happened during the production, because you have management system, you have recording system, you have a system that is tracking all your material used in the manufacturing. So all those are requirements that is documented as a minimum requirement in ISO quality system. So it's basically, it is a documentation. Quality system is documentation. It is a manual. It is a procedure. It is a form. Okay, borang-borang yang digunakan. Okay, when you are doing works, you have forms, you have check sheet, you have procedure. Apa itu procedure? This is a systematic way of doing work lah. When you have procedure, you know what to do step by step. If there is no system, okay, the organization will be in effective way, okay, tak efficient lah. Okay, for example, what are the procedure to complain? If a customer complain the product have a poor quality, so in the ISO there is a clause, okay, clause lah, maknanya ada statement mengatakan the company must have a procedure to handle customer complaint. Okay, this is on the management side. Maybe for now you may not be able to fully appreciate it, considering that you have not seen in the practice. But in practices, quality system is very important, because there will be some complaints from customer, there will be some defects, receive supply from vendor, there are defects. Okay, we also study this acceptance sampling kan. So acceptance sampling will be mentioned dalam quality system, how to handle when we receive product from vendors, for example. So jadi quality system is overall guideline how to manage the organization, okay, in a systematic manner, okay, to ensure that the services and products that deliver is of satisfying the minimum quality requirement. When we have good system, Maksudnya we can produce good products. Okay, good products coming from a good system. When everything is good, so basically system influence many of the products, the processes in organization. Okay, you also need to be familiar with TQM. I did mention this TQM. TQM is company-wide participation. TQM is related to employee involvement. Okay, so TQM is total quality management. Okay, what is total? Total means company-wide. In the past, quality is concerned only in manufacturing, in the production, but it's not enough because quality is actually related to purchasing, related to human resources, related to suppliers. Okay, so meaning that we have to address the issue of quality company-wide, from the supplier goes to manufacturer and go to customer. So all this has to get involved dealing with quality. Traditionally, quality was the concern of production department only. But as the understanding of the system improved, okay, the people in manufacturing realize it's not enough that only the production people are concerned about quality. When we say that quality is concerned of production people, meaning that they are doing inspection, they are busy doing inspection, checking the product, is it good or bad, using various equipment to measure the properties of a product. Let's say you are producing a bottle, glass bottle, so you want to check whether there is a crack, there is any impurities in the material. So in the past, quality is only the production people busy with quality. But nowadays, with the TQM, total quality management, so the quality is concern of everyone responsible. TQM meaning that everyone in the organization responsible for quality. That's why the term is total. Okay, company-wide. Japanese call it company-wide. So you have to check even from the supplier, the supply of materials, okay, whether the supply is a good material. If bad material, definitely the output of your bottle tadi will be bad bottles. And also human resource also need to be concerned with quality. They have to hire credible and skilled workers. Tak boleh simply hire people sedara mara which has no skill. Okay, because if there is something wrong in the performance, okay, you cannot penalize because this is your saudara and your friend, good friend. So the personnel people in human resource have to hire people with proper skill. Okay, so meaning that quality also concerned with people working in human resources. So if the workers have no skill, they have to provide trainings. Okay, so TQM is concerned also about a continuous improvement, continuous learning. Okay, so you need to be familiar what are the principal and key elements in TQM. TQM was very popular in 1980s and onwards lah. But due to the technical complexity of the engineering organization, engineering processes, okay, engineers have come up with a concept of Six Sigma. Okay, Six Sigma is basically more clearer in terms of implementation to solve problem solving. Okay, because Six Sigma we have the step DMAIC. Okay, design, measure, analyze, improve, and control. So this is very systematic. If you look at TQM, it's very broad. It's very broad, and sometimes people have difficulty how to measure the success of TQM implementation. So that's why Six Sigma, okay, Six Sigma concept. Six Sigma can be seen as concept and also can be seen as a statistical meaning. So basically, Six Sigma is to reduce variability. you want to reduce variability. Any variability, we have studied that if normal distribution, you want to make it a very small variability. The sigma value should be small. If you have variability which is normal distribution is very wide, so it meaning that the quality is not so good. Okay, so DMIIC, you need to be familiar what is D, what is M, what is I and C, and what are the tools can be used at different phases of DMIC. And also there is a term related to it. Now people are integrating Six Sigma with Lean Six Sigma. Okay, I did mention this previously. Okay, about this lean. Okay, lean is concerned about reducing the waste. Okay, there are waste, for example, waste of waiting, waste of unnecessary movement, inventory waste. Okay, there are waste related to it. Okay, and then Six Sigma is reduce variability. Lean is reducing the waste. So these are two important concepts. Many organizations are looking at people who have this skill, Lean Six Sigma. Okay, remember, Lean is more on operational excellence by reducing the waste. Okay, making the process faster, reduce the waste of defects, reduce the waste of waiting, waste in inventory, okay, waste in unnecessary movement. Okay, itu maksudnya Lean. Kalau Six Sigma is focusing on reducing variability. Okay, Lean is reduce waste, and Six Sigma is reduce variability. Meaning that to be on target. If you produce, we want to make a perfect on target. Okay, we don't want that within the spec. Within the spec is okay. Okay, but doesn't guarantee high quality product. So you want to be on target with this reduce variability. You want to reduce the waste. So this is where the company are. So the concept of Lean Six Sigma is combination of Lean and computer production system. Learning maybe on different subject, but Lean is really associated with production Toyota production system, or known as TPS. Okay, Toyota production system is very popular. Many companies try to learn how Toyota becomes so successful in their manufacturing system. Okay, they can produce value for money. Okay, the automotive, the cars that produced by Toyota have high quality, at the same time the price is affordable by majority of people. They cover a wide range of customers. So Lean is normally related to Toyota production system, how Toyota reduce the waste in their manufacturing system. Okay, I think that's enough for question number 2. Number 1. Question number 2 is basic SPC. Basic SPC tools. We have learned Pareto, we have learned fishbone, you have learned normal distribution, you have learned about flowchart. There are other charts, okay? For example, check sheet and so on. But the focus of this question 2 will be the Pareto, fishbone, okay? And it could be also normal distribution and flowchart. Any of these. Pareto is to prioritize. You have, for example, you have many source of defects. You cannot solve all the problem. You need to prioritize. Memberi keutamaan. Where is to focus? So Pareto chart is for prioritize, giving the priority. Pareto says 80% of the problem can be solved if we identify root cause. The root cause is only 20%. Okay, the others are trivial, which is not important cause. So if we tackle the key important causes of the problem, we are solving majority of the problem. That is our concept of Pareto. So we need to identify which are these 20% of the root cause. That 20% is the rough figure, it doesn't mean exactly 20, but meaning that very few are actually the major causes of the quality problem. There are so many small causes. Okay, so this can be identified through Pareto. And we have Pareto chart. It's just basically like bar chart. It's just like bar chart where you put descending order. The highest frequency will be on the left side. Okay, the frequency can be in terms of quantity or can be in terms of money value. But normally, if it's very expensive, we give the money value as a priority lah, meaning that quantity multiplied by the cost of repair, okay, that give you a total cost for solving that critical, or what we call it, vital few of the root cause. And this also related to fishbone. Okay, for example, you identify the root cause is supply of raw material is no good. So the head of the fishbone tadi akan jadi poor or low quality materials. So now you need to make a cause and effect diagram. Fishbone is cause and effect diagram. What are the causes? The causes can be categorized into man, machine, okay, material, okay, man, machine, material, what else? Methods, okay. These are common category lah. We categorize. Dalam fishbone tu dia ada kata major causes and ada minor causes. Major causes is the heading for the related minor causes lah. So we are putting this graphically because why people can see graphically, then they can relate into the possible solution faster. Jadi kalau kita just list down like what we do brainstorming, we just list down what are the possible causes for example, what are the possible causes for high accident, the road traffic, high accident rate. It could be careless driver, it could be weather condition, it could be road condition, it could be lack of skill for the driver and so on. So all those we need to categorize which are belong to the major category of the cause, which are belong to human, which are belong to equipment or machine. Okay, dalam case ni machine tu motorcycle lah. Which one belong to the method? Okay, method of driving, method of for example, handling the vehicles and so on. Fishbone and Pareto, they are related. And once we know the priority to solve, we go to Pareto to go deeper, the root cause of the problem. Normal distribution is basically the understanding of, basic understanding before we go to control chart. Because in quality control chart, our concern is mainly on normal distribution, especially for X bar chart, R chart, S chart, in normal distribution. Anything that we do in natural behavior is following normal distribution. If you remember, I asked you last time to do a plot chart of the height and weight for the class. Okay, if you plot the distribution of height of the student in a class, with enough sample, you're going to get normal distribution. Meaning that there will be very few people very short, there will be very few people too high, very tall. But in general, the distribution is normalized. Okay, there will be a normal distribution. So this is statistics. Okay, so in statistics you have normal distribution, uniform distribution, exponential distribution, and so on. But understanding of normal distribution, how to develop this histogram to estimate the distribution is important. Okay, flowchart. Flowchart is basically just to represent descriptive procedures into a graphical, okay, using symbol. For example, you have symbol, circle symbol, you have arrow symbol, you have square symbol. So everywhere you go, for example, you go to government office, they are showing flowchart. Flowchart is basically to document step by step of the procedures. So we use this basic SPC tool to understand the process in the organization, the problem in the organization. I mean the problem related to the processes. So after we document this in using this format, we are able to identify possible root cause. Okay. So question number 3, this will be in the afternoon session. Okay. So that question number 1 and 2 will be in the morning. So then you break at 2 p.m. you come back. So the question number 3 will be more on calculation. Okay. And question number 2 pun calculation lah. In case of Pareto, there will be calculation lah. Kalau ada normal distribution pun there will be calculation. Okay, variable control chart. This is X bar chart, S chart, up chart, and the process capability study. So control chart are related to this process capability study. And you remember when we do control chart, we have trial control chart and we have revised control chart. To revise, make sure that we assume we already identify the assignable cost, and we remove those observations, and then we recalculate again the control limits. Okay, we calculate again the control limits, and the variability pattern is to relate, okay, the problem in the process by understanding the pattern and what are possible root cause of this process problem. Kalau kita dapat pattern trend up, kita katakan trend is moving up steadily, itu menunjukkan could be worn out of the cutting tools, or maybe the cutting die is worn out. Kalau you have a cyclic pattern, you can refer back to our notes lah. I just mentioning here that for you to revise. So when you have cyclic pattern is like seasonal lah, dia bermusim. Maybe in the morning the quality is okay, but in the afternoon the quality is not okay. But back again late evening is not okay again. So this is using a cyclic pattern, is following the time of the day, for example. So itu kita kata cycle, and then knowing that cyclic, so we know how to address the problem lah. But the best pattern is random patterns. Random patterns maksudnya dia tidak menunjukkan any specific direction or any specific trend. Okay, so we want it random pattern for a stable process. Kalau proses itu tak stable, dia adalah non-random. Non-random can be trend up, can be cyclic, can be shift up pattern, can be stratification. And there is also Run's rule that we use to identify this instability within control limits. Okay, so we use pattern to identify unstable process within the control limits. Traditionally, we use control chart. We say when it is outside control limit, outside plus minus 3 sigma, we say the process is unstable. But having the Run's rule and also understanding of patterns, we can also describe the process is unstable even though it is within the control limits. Okay, control limit is referring to plus minus 3 sigma. Beyond that, of course, it is unstable. But remember, even it is within control limit, if the pattern is unnatural, it shows a trend pattern, it shows a shift up pattern, even it is within control limit, the process also can be related to having a problem. Kalau shift up menunjukkan maybe a broken tools, suddenly dia punya setting tu lompat, jump up or jump down. So it's also unstable process. Okay, related to process capability, we have the CP and CPK. Okay, this is where we are comparing tolerance with process variability. Tolerance is upper specification limit minus lower specification limit. Okay, process variability is upper control limit minus lower control limit. Another way, that limit is actually the value of 6 multiplied by sigma. Don't confuse the concept of 6 sigma I explained earlier dengan 6 sigma of the process variability. Okay, because it's easy for people to confuse. We also have this 6 sigma value here. This 6 sigma value here is showing upper specification limit minus lower specification, upper control limit minus lower control limit. If you have 3 sigma above the central line, 3 sigma below central line, the total will be 6 sigma. So process capability is tolerance, okay, which is the value, okay, between upper specification limit minus lower specification limit divided by upper control limit minus lower control limit. As a rule of thumb, designer should use 8 sigma, okay, 8 sigma to decide specification limit, because process variability, which is upper control limit minus lower control limit, is 6 sigma. So jadi 8 sigma, 8 sigma divided by 6 sigma, maknanya 8 over 6. 8 over 6 or 4 over 3. 4 over 3 meaning 1.33. 1.33 is a known figure, okay? A known figure for a process which is using control chart for monitoring process variation, should achieve at least 1.33. If it is achieving beyond that, meaning that it is a better process. Okay, a better process. So 1.33 is 4/3, 4/3. So this is a common, what some people call it D factor value for a process, a good process. Kalau we call this CP, CP equal 1.33. If CP equal to 1, meaning that if CP equal to 1, meaning that the control limit is exactly on the specification limit, so it's dangerous. If small variability make the process, the product to be rejected, okay, that's why we need it CP which is bigger than 1. If CP is less than 1, meaning that the process is not capable. Okay, the process is not capable. So we have to discuss with the management. Okay, we have to discuss with the management how to make it capable. Okay, kalau the current process is not capable to produce, more than CP equal to 1, okay, the management has to think about investing a new technology, maybe buy new machine. No more improvement can be done. Okay, that's why understanding of process capability is very important, even for the designer. Sometimes designer, they just put the tolerance, upper spec limit, lower spec limit, without understanding the process capability that the company is having, the machine in the company. So that create problem to the manufacturing people, create problem to industrial engineering people. So they may not able to understand, but they never study quality system. They never study about this, control charting. So it's the role of industrial engineer to explain to them how the designer should decide a specification limit. They cannot simply put it, because if they simply put it and the company cannot produce the specification that they have decided, okay, the designer decided the tolerance, but the manufacturing people is not able to produce according to specification. So you have to explain to them what is the process capability. Then the process capability is coming from the limitation of the equipment that you have. You can have milling machine, you can have drilling machine, you can have all whatever machine that you have, press machine, or all the machine has the capability, the tolerance. Okay, what is the tolerance? Because it's not possible to produce exactly same dimension for all the unit that you produce. The variability is going to be there. Why? Because there will be vibration, there will be fluctuation in electricity current, there will be some variability in the setting, there will be some variability in material that is produced by or supplied by the vendors. Okay, we need to understand this. Okay, so the concept of sampling also you need to understand. Okay, we have period of time sampling, we have instant time period sampling, because that also decide what chart to be used or what chart is more sensitive. Is it X chart, which is monitoring the mean, or the S chart or R chart, which is monitoring the spread, ataupun the variability of the process. Okay, attribute control chart, we have discussed a lot on this. I think you just go through it briefly on that. Okay, we know that attribute control chart is simpler. Okay, some company they use attribute control chart before they use variable control chart. Attribute control chart is like P chart, NP chart, C chart, U chart. Okay, this is quite simple on this part. All right. The last question is question number 4. Okay. Okay, this question will be covering acceptance sampling and reliability. Okay, acceptance sampling, we study the acceptance sampling system. Okay, you also study how to decide what should be the sample size and what should be the decision criteria. Katakan you produce a lot size of 10,000 unit. How much sample that you should take? What is the N value, the sample that you should take? And what will be the decision criteria? What will be the accept number? What will be the reject number? We have studied that there is a system called MIL STD 105E or Z 1.4. Okay, this is a standard for acceptance sampling. Okay, so you make sure you are familiar how to read this table and to decide what is a sample size, what are the decision criteria. And we also study about AQL. Okay, AQL, which is to determine what is the numbers of acceptable quality level that we can tolerate the defects that is passed to the customer. Okay, because we cannot guarantee 100% the products that we deliver to customer is perfect. That's why we need to understand that to explain what is producer risk. Okay, when we do sampling, there is customer risk. What is a customer risk? Customer risk is where the customer accept bad products. Okay, because when we do sampling, we don't expect 100%. Some product which is bad product deliver to customer without inspection because we just trust based on sampling. So that bad product arrive to customer. So what is the customer risk? The customer risk is accepting bad products. Okay, I think maybe some of us have experience when we buy some product, suddenly when we come home, after a few days, the product broken. So this is where the inspection was actually not done for that product. The inspection was done based on sample. So how this customer risk is covered by manufacturing or by the company that is selling that, they cover through warranty. That's why they have warranty period. 1 year warranty, 2 years warranty. So if anything broken within the warranty period, you can exchange. You can change the product without any cost to you. Because this is to cover the weaknesses that they are having during the acceptance sampling. So warranty period is to cover the weaknesses in manufacturing and weaknesses that is caused by the supplier. Okay, so we have another risk, producer risk. What is producer risk? Producer risk adalah where the customer reject good products. Okay, the product is good, but because of sampling, we are open to the risk here, rejecting good products. So meaning here that the producer or the manufacturer is losing because the customer do not want to accept good product. Why they do not want to accept? Because based on sampling, okay, because of the sampling happened to be the sample taken was not good, so the result, all the good one, including the good product, also being rejected. Okay, so producer risk meaning that customer reject good products. Okay, this is explained in OCC curve, operating characteristic curve. You have to understand the concept of OCC, where it's showing the relationship between customer risk and producer risk. So we use alpha as customer risk and beta for producer risk. Okay, in the sampling system, we have single sampling, double sampling, and multiple sampling. Single sampling, you must decide, make decision after taking first sample. Double sampling meaning that after you do first sampling, decision cannot be made. So you require to take second sample. After taking second sample, decision must be made. Okay, so meaning that if you use double sampling, there is a gray area between reject and accept. Okay, so that require you to proceed with taking second sample. If you use multiple sampling, meaning that after second sample you still cannot decide, you proceed with the third sample. Okay, and so on. So we can select which one is the best one. So in using the acceptance sampling system, we have normal inspection, we have tighten inspection, we have also loose inspection. Okay, this is related to switching rule. There are guidelines for that. Okay, guideline for switching rule. For example, currently you are doing inspection, normal inspection. Are you allowed to switch to to have loose inspection. Why? Because it's cheaper. Okay, people do not want to go to Titan inspection. If you are now in Titan inspection, you want to go back to normal inspection. You cannot go to a loose inspection from Titan. From Titan atau pemeriksaan ketat, you can go to normal inspection. You cannot go to loose from Titan inspection. You cannot go directly to loose. You have to go to normal inspection first. So switching here, this is like PKP lah. You have PKPD, PKP, macam-macam PKP Kalau ada kes, jadi diketatkan. Kalau tak ada kes, dilonggarkan. Macam itulah. Because this is related to cost. If everybody is under PKPD, it's very costly. You need to hire, inspectors, police moving around, sekatan jalan dan sebagainya. It's expensive. So people want to have a loose. Loose maknanya is free. Everybody can move around. Okay, same also in the acceptance sampling. The same concept, okay, but this apply in our social life. Okay, if you understand acceptance sampling, you can relate that. Oh, actually, PKP tu sebenarnya ikut sampling kita ni jugalah. Concept of switching tadi. Okay, but they call it PKPD, PKP dan sebagainya kan. So, but switching here, we call it loose inspection, normal inspection, Titan inspection. Okay, so to switch to loose inspection, you must follow the strict guideline. There is no rejects and no reject. You have meaning that the inspection have proven a good records. Alright, so I also touch a bit on this reliability, which is bathtub. Okay, you need to understand this also. Okay, reliability is especially important for designer. If you involve in design, how to improve the reliability of products. Reliability of product is dependent on the components, reliability of components. For example, you have a bicycle. So the bicycle is made of a tire, made of the chain, made of the sprocket, made of brakes. Okay? So if one tire broken, the bicycle cannot be used. Meaning that this tire actually assembled in terms of serial, okay, dalam bentuk series. Okay, but if you have a double tire at the back, okay, meaning that you have redundancy. Maknanya one tire punctured, you still can use your bicycle. So the reliability improve when we go in parallel design. Okay, if you observe some buses, trailers, they have a lot of tires. So some of these tires are actually as a backup tire because it's very dangerous for a big trailer to get punctured in the middle of the road. Okay, it's going to be very costly. So they have backup tires. Some tire they are lifted, it's not touching the road. They use it when there is something wrong with the other tire. They put it down. You can make this observation. Okay? You can make observation. There are spare tires that is already installed to this, lorry, trucks, bus, and so on. So, of course, some bus tak ada backup tire, so that is very bad to the passengers lah. Okay, but for critical equipment like aircraft, okay, which is very dangerous if something is happening on the air and it cause catastrophic failure, life of human loss and so on, they have backup engine, backup fan, many backups. So this is concern of reliability, where we have a backup system. If one system fails, the other one will take over. So the concept of reliability is to ensure the functioning of the equipment, the product in an extended period of time. Quality is more on a broad view, but normally we understand quality is when we produce, we want to have a quality product. It's following the specification and so on. Reliability is more on looking at an extended period of time. The product can be used over a certain period of time. For example, you buy a handphone, you want your handphone to be functioning at least. Okay, you don't want that your handphone to be broken after 1 year. So meaning there's no reliability. But if it's broken after 5 years, I think nobody will create a noise lah. I mean, you don't complain too much because it's already old and it's worn out and so on. Okay, so the reliability is meaning that the function of the product for a specified duration, period of time. Okay, it could be 5 years, it could be 3 years. Okay, and then this is explained by bathtub curve, or what we call it life cycle curve. The bathtub ada 3 fasa. Ada fasa infant mortality, ada normal phase, ada worn out phase. So understanding is which phase of your products is very important. If you have a car, for example, which phase of your car, is it at the mortality phase, or is it a normal phase, or is it one out phase? Because understanding this phase will relate us to the requirement for services, for maintenance, and so on. Normally, infant mortality is covered by warranty. Okay, by warranty, meaning that the failure during the child or during the early stage lah. Okay, so same as human. Kalau kanak-kanak tu dilahirkan cacat ataupun tidak sihat, terlalu pergi jumpa doktor. So this is infant. Okay, infant tu bayi lah. Mortality maknanya mungkin kematian di peringkat bayi kerana ada kecacatan semasa lahir. Begitu juga pada produk. Produk rosak pada peringkat awal, pada tahun pertama, tahun kedua. Kenapa? There is a problem during manufacturing, problem during design. Okay, this should be covered by warranty because it's not the fault of the user, but the fault is silap dia adalah manufacturer. Okay, normal phase is after the warranty period. Okay, this could be second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year, and so on. So, but failure still happen during normal phase. Why? The failure during normal phase is due to misusage, operating not proper procedure. Sepatutnya you should run your car, okay, maybe 100 km per hour, but you run it at 200 km. Okay, so jadi your car can break down faster lah, because you are operating beyond the normal condition. Okay, ataupun you run your car to, let's say, the normal car, but you use it to go into a jungle area with hilly and valley and mountain climbing here and there. So this is not a normal usage. It is a wrong usage. Ataupun you ask somebody who never know how to drive a car. Okay, also the breakdown can happen. Okay, because they're not using the proper gear. Okay, doesn't know how to change, to maintain the engine oil and so on. So this is normal phase. Okay, but failure happen if not following the procedure of normal operating procedure. That's why bila kita beli barang ada manual, ada maintenance manual, ada operating manual. So that is to avoid failure during the normal phase. Okay, how to use it properly to avoid failure during normal phase. So worn out phase is the last phase lah. Normally worn out ni kehausan. So how good that you design a product, somehow it will be worn out. Okay, ada house, ada fatigues. Okay, you study mechanical kan, ada fatigue life, ada worn out dan sebagainya. So this is common. For example, for engine oil, okay, after 10,000 km you need to change, okay, because of worn out. Okay, if you don't change, it's going to be a failure. For brake pad, okay, you need to change because it's worn out. So jadi this is explained through what we call it life cycle curve, okay, related to reliability. So I think overall I have covered what you're supposed to review. You can produce your keywords as I say, we allow you to bring one piece. You can write both back and front of it, okay, your keywords. Of course, you don't write as descriptive lah, otherwise not enough space for you. You write the keywords that assist you to recall of all these important topics or keywords in the course. Okay, any question? Please. Itu tak boleh bagi tahu. You need to control chat. Okay, you need to review the charts. Okay, I cannot tell the chart. Okay. So, yeah.
Doktor, saya tanya soalan, kalau kita macam kalau kata kita suruh macam revise control chart, sama ada pada variable punya control chart ataupun ni ataupun attribute control chart. Kalau katakan dia kata revise tu, adakah kita bila kita dah macam buat control limit yang baru, adakah kita akan pakai data yang lama ataupun just buat je limit tu?
Okay, untuk revise ialah data yang sedia ada kan? Betul lah?
Ya.
Untuk revise data yang sedia ada, the existing data, you remove the data, okay, which is we assume the data you remove is due to assignable cost. Okay, ada sebab, ada sebab yang telah dikenal pasti. Without assumption of assignable cost, you cannot remove the data. Okay, so normally we accept lah, you say, okay, any data outside control limit is due to assignable cost. So now you can remove those data. Which data you remove? You can remove for the both chart. X bar chart pun boleh remove, R chart pun boleh remove. Walaupun dalam R chart tu dia tidak terkeluar, tapi dia terkeluar dalam X bar chart. You boleh remove that particular data for both chart. Okay. Another techniques, dia just remove pada X chart saja, dia tak remove pada R chart. Both technique can be used, but to make it easy, you remove for the both chart. Okay, so when you get a new revised control limit, this control limit will be used to compare the new data that you're going to collect for the future production. Understand? Revised control limit is to be used for comparing new data, not the past data. The new data.
So dia ialah maksudnya dia yang machine akan continuous working, lepas tu kita akan ambil data yang baru ke?
Yeah, yes. Machine is after you dah repair, katakan assignable cost, maknanya you stop machine, you repair machine. Maknanya assignable cost tu ada cost yang kita boleh kenal pasti. Katakan, oh, tools dah broken. So now you change the tools and then you run the machine again. You get new data kan? You get new data, you plot that data on the revised control chart.
Oh, okay. Faham.
No. Dia revised control chart is basically just a blank control chart without data. The data, the new data that you're going to collect from the process. Kosong saja. So jadi you guna that control chart, the revised control chart to plot new data. Tiba-tiba bila kita plot, ada lagi yang terkeluar. And then you revise again. Faham tak? You revise based on the new data lah.
Faham.
Okay, very good. Any more question? The more you ask, the better understanding. Because saya tak tahu apa yang kamu tak faham ni. Okay, you are the last batch for me to teach. After this, I'm retiring from UTM. Okay, any more question? Kalau tak ada question, okay, that's all. I will put this session on YouTube and I provide the link lah for those who unable to attend. Bila exam kita? 17 ke berapa? Anyone knows? Anyone remember? Bulan 11. Okay, whatever it is, okay, so we still have a lot of time lah. Okay, in between, kalau you ada question, can always communicate through Telegram lah. Okay, I think that's all for today. Thank you very much. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Doctor.
Sama.
Thank you, Doctor.